Future Money. We got a lot to talk about. I'm here in beautiful Las Vegas to see what the newest things is happening in crypto and also in Bitcoin. Ran into a bunch of people last night. Met up with Scottie Pippen. Had a great conversation with him. Saw Michael Saylor in the elevator coming up. I was actually in the elevator with him coming up to my room. I was a little bit afraid because I said some bad things about Michael Saylor, so I didn't get a picture or nothing like that because, you know, I didn't want to, because, you know, I said he's running an illegal trust. So I didn't want to go to that path. If you guys don't know, I actually got something went in the news, I guess in the news circles. I said something about Jamie Dimon manipulating the price of Bitcoin. I was just talking. I didn't think it was going to make the news, and it was like all over the news, and like people were talking about it. So I don't want to cause any more problems than I already do. I know I'm a little bit out there, so just wanted to make sure I don't want to cause any more problems. So, but we do have a lot we're going to talk about today. Give me 1 second to make sure that everybody is aware that we're live. You know, I took a lot of my equipment with me, so. Yeah, hold on for a second. I got this videos. Yeah, I was just checking to see if the live is working because I am by myself. I'm not in the studio today, so I have to do it all like the old days by myself. Give me 1 second, make sure everything's good here. Give me a few seconds to make sure everybody's aware that we're live because I'm a little late. I got mixed up with the time, so we do have GameStop made a huge move in the world of crypto. I'm going to talk about why. It's good for crypto, but I don't really like it. And I'm going to explain to you why I don't like it. So give me 1 second to make sure everybody understands that we're live because I don't think everybody knows yet because I'm a little late. Let me see. Just give me like 1 minute. Less than that, 30 seconds really. I just need to, like I said, I'm by myself. Normally other people do this stuff, so it was no reason for bring my whole staff to the Bitcoin conference. So I'm just here to do meetings really. So I'm not speaking anything. I'll actually speak on Saturday at an XRP conference. You ever spend time in Vegas, man? Vegas is like a 2-day town. I don't drink and I don't smoke, so I don't drink, smoke, or gamble. I gamble a little bit. I'm not gonna make that lie, but I don't like spend all day doing it. So it's it gets kind of boring here. Not boring, but like played out pretty fast here. I just want to go home. So 4 or 5 days in Vegas is not fun as it sounds. This is letting you know that. It may sound fun, but it's not. Yeah, so I want to talk about a lot of things today. Now we got everything set up, so give me 1 second. Make sure you like the video. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. First thing we're going to talk about today is that there's something big happening in the world of crypto. Welcome to Future Money. I'm Armando Pantoja. This episode is going to be packed with all kind of market information you can't afford to ignore. GameStop just threw $500 million into Bitcoin. We're going to talk about why that's good for creating demand in Bitcoin and overall crypto, but it's bad for stocks. And I'm going to explain that why that's bad. We're still going to talk about real world assets. I actually have a interview with Grant Cardone here later. He's going to talk about real world assets in crypto. Gary Cardone is buying a bunch of real estate and also converting those rental payments to Bitcoin. We're going to explain what his strategy is there. This is the time to play it safe. A lot of big things that happen in the world of crypto, in the world of tech stocks. Like we always say, you got maybe 10 years to change your life forever. Now, I'm not saying that there's not always going to be opportunities, but I am saying that these opportunities that are here right now are the easiest for the average layman to make a lot of money. Now, as you get farther and farther along, even with AI and all this stuff, a lot of people don't know what AI is. They don't even know how to use it. Anybody that's using it effectively is ahead right now. Pretty soon that gap closes and you'll be equal. And you'll be back to square one. So you have to make sure you So we got a few super chats. Went to the event in LA. It was fire, Christian. We were a little late on that, like 30 minutes behind. I'm sorry about that, but we had a great event in LA. A lot of people showed up. We actually dropped the big bear play we're going to talk about later. We got another super chat, $49. I really appreciate that. Say, Zadia, I hope I said your name right. Thanks for what you're doing for Oklo Gem stock. What are your thoughts on ITBR? That's something that I'm not watching, but I'll add it to the list. Thank you for everything. Just giving back. I really appreciate that, Connor. Thanks for the super chat. See, that's the way you give back. Made people a lot of money on all these stocks. You give $10, $5 on a super chat. I'd really appreciate that. It helps me pay the videographer. That studio is very expensive. You know, that wall behind it is $50,000. Just the camera equipment. I mean, it's a very expensive, but I like to try to deliver the best content I possibly can with the best information. So back to what I said. Next thing we're going to talk about is that we're going to talk more about BigBear.ai. It's a little bit of a retraction today. We're going to talk about why that is and why it's nothing to be concerned about, really. So, like I said, this is the time to play it safe. We go live every Monday, Wednesday at 10:30, and I always bring you what's next in cryptos, stocks, tech stocks, and emerging technology. No fluff, no delay. All we do is focus on the information and make it easy as possible to understand. Now, GameStop just bought a bunch of crypto, $500 million in cryptocurrency. Bold move. So they're going to get into the crypto market. Significant purchase. They're trying to diversify the company's financial strategy and create new investor interest. As Bitcoin continues to grow, GameStop's decision is going to put it in the same, realm as MicroStrategy, Tesla, and all the other companies that have bought Bitcoin and put it on their balance sheets. Now, there's a couple of ways we can look at this, right? Right now, GameStop's at around $32,000. Bitcoin's around 108. They purchased 4,700 Bitcoins in the last 24 hours. I believe the acquisition was financed through $1.5 billion of a convertible note completed in April 2025. And they're trying to diversify. Now, I've always been I'm not saying I'm against GameStop, but GameStop is a dying company. And I always tell the story is that one time I was in this, a year or two ago, I'm in the store, and it makes me feel old sometimes when these things happen. So I'm in the store, and we're in the mall, and we go to GameStop. And I only play two types of video games, and I don't really play them that much. I play StarCraft a lot still. So if you want to play me in StarCraft, I'll play you one-on-one anytime you want. Or we play 3 versus 3, 2 versus 3. That's the only game I really play. That's the only game I really play at all, ever, really, the last 20 years. But I have played, about 10 years ago, I used to play a lot of Battlefield, and I used to play NBA 2K and NBA Live before NBA Live changed. They don't do that anymore. So, D. Sonny, thank you for the super chat. Tay Abrams, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Let me answer this question fast. How do you see banks holding Bitcoin in the future? Do you see Chase paying you interest to save your life, your Bitcoin with them? Yeah, I see that. That's what's going to happen in the future. That's definitely going to happen. We'll touch on it later in this episode. But back to the story is that we're in the mall. My son, we go into GameStop. And I didn't understand game systems. I just bought my son the new Xbox. He's playing it every day. I'm not playing it because I don't really have any games on there anymore. I only play StarCraft. It's a PC game. So I see NBA 2K. And it was like a holiday. I had some free time. And it was like 2 years or a year old. Now, I don't keep up with basketball no more, so what do I care if it's 2021? As long as I can put it in there and play a few games, I'll be happy. So I bought the disc. My son looked at me and said, "What you buying that for?" And I said, "Yeah, come and play this game." He said, "Xbox, the one that we have, doesn't have a disc drive." And I said, "Man, I think you just don't understand what you're looking at. There's a slit on it. I saw it on the side. You just put it in that slit." "No, Poppy. That doesn't have yeah, it does. You just don't use games, but you can. I'm sure they don't have a system where you can't put in a disc." So I buy the disc anyway, even though he told me not to. So I get there and I go to the Xbox and I'm like, put in that slot's an air slot, and I can't get it in. And I'm like, "Well, where's this?" "I told you, Poppy, you can't put a disc in this particular Xbox." I was like, "Oh man," and you can't take the games back to GameStop. So it was like $15, so I wasn't really no big deal. But made me realize is that, why do you need GameStop if all games are going to be downloadable? Now, people are going to argue back that they're going to get into toys and all this stuff. Man, it's not enough volume to do anything. I mean, in an era when retail is failing because of online sales. Now, why does GameStop even exist? You go into the stores today, 70% of their floor space is games that you don't need anymore because they're downloadable games. So at most, at the best case scenario, the worst case scenario is GameStop should have been done 4 years ago. But all that stuff that happened during COVID boosting the price up and made them, they were able to sell shares into that. Now they got a lot of money. So they keep running a business model that actually should have died based on survival of the fittest. The best case scenario, the worst case is they should have already been dead. Best case scenario is that they're dying. Because as we move forward in technology, they're going to use less and less old media like disc and all this stuff. My kids don't even understand what a DVD is. They confuse DVD and VHS and CD. They don't even know, like, those three things are like, they're like, what is this? They'll pick up a VHS, a DVD? And you're like, no, it's a VHS. I thought that was a CD. No, a CD is we use that more for music, but you can use a video, but they don't even like Blu-ray, all that stuff is like just old technology to them. Like, I don't know the difference between a 45 and another record. I don't know what the difference is. I know it's like revolutions per minute, but I don't know why they sold them differently. It's just a group of technology that I know of, but like most people don't know the difference between Betamax and VHS. It's just some old video, magnetic tape that we use to watch videos. It's a dying business model. And the bad thing about that dying business model, I need you guys to like the video. We got 113 likes for 500 people in here. I need you guys to like the video if you can. And also, please subscribe to the channel if you can. Let me see something. So it's a dying business model, but what I do like is that companies are starting to see Bitcoin as a legitimate asset, and that increases supply. I mean, it increases demand. Supply remains constant. We will see a price increase as more and more companies start to do this. It also proves that game theory is working like we thought it would. But the bad part of this is that I don't agree with a corporation or a stock buying Bitcoin to boost their stock price, because that's a perversion of the stock market system. And the way I'm going to explain it, stock market system is meant for a company. And to go back all the way to the first stock was created, it was the East Indian Dutch company, I believe. I may have it a little wrong, but I believe it. So what they used to do is that the Dutch used to go all the way to India, and they used to bring back spices, which at the time were in high demand. So each person was sitting there on boats. So you would go along this path and you see like 10 boats all going at once, and you pass other boats, and each boat had to have a staff. So one dude got a bright idea. He said, why don't we all just do one big boat? I mean, that'd be more cost effective, less risk, because we all got one big boats don't have as much, don't have as, little boats get tossed around. Big boats have a lot more weight, so they don't get tossed around as much. And we can spend a lot more money and build pool our money and build a better boat. So how are we going to fund this? So the dudes got in the room and they're like, well, how do I know you're going to do what you say? How do I know I'm going to do what I say? How do we know who's going to get the profit? So a dude came up with an idea of stock certificate. So each stock certificate is going to represent this boat venture, and we're going to profit based on how many % you have based on these pieces of paper. So, and they all start building the boat there. But some of the dudes that were in that room got the bright idea, well, I don't even have to, I could just sell my paper to somebody else and sell it on to somebody else. And that's when the first stock market got created. It was meant to be a way for people to pool money to create bigger endeavors so everybody could profit equally with less risk. That's what the stock market is for. Now, what we're moving into is that people are taking that system because people trust stocks, and they're perverting it by adding crypto to their balance sheets. Now, other people, the opponents of this, are going to say, well, that's good because Bitcoin's a good asset, whatever. But you got to understand is that I don't believe that's right. That's like a company buying gold or buying something else that has nothing to do with it, just to boost their. Let's say me, I'm a software company, and my software company is failing. I'm not good at what I do. By survival of the fittest, I should fail. But the way I do it is I look at this hot new thing called Bitcoin and crypto that's going up. I take investor money, which should have been meant to fund my business, my tech company or whatever, and I use that to buy Bitcoin so I can show the investors, look, I made you a profit. Now, why didn't the investors just buy Bitcoin directly? Because then the person in the middle doesn't profit, the people who create and have the stocks. So it creates a middleman situation in which the middleman adds no value to the transaction. The person who bought the stock could have just bought the Bitcoin directly. What did they need to go through the stock for? And that's a perversion of the system. And I don't think that that should be allowed on a large scale, especially for a company want to add some just to hedge their bets is different than a company doing it to save their company. It's two different things. That's what MicroStrategy did. They were a failing company. They bought Bitcoin out of success, even though the company is actually a software development company. So some dude just wrote, none of your crypto ever, none of your YouTube ever gets crypto right. And his name is the Womble Stacker. A grown man with a name like that. Maybe I get crypto right and you just don't understand it. So you think that I'm wrong. Ever thought about that? People do that all the time. It's actually a principle in psychology called the Dunning-Kruger effect. A lot of people get information about something. They're overconfident in the information that they have and they say everybody else is wrong, like a flat earther. Flat earthers think that the NASA scientists are wrong or lying because they're overconfident in their own abilities to judge if the earth's flat or not. Same concept. So second thing I want to talk about is Circle's IPO play. Now, Circle, XRP, and Ripple specifically was wanting to buy Circle to maybe acquire their stablecoin. So Circle, they were supposed to be, all this supposed to be happening in private. But now Circle says that they're not going to do that. They're going to do IPO. So Ripple does still have a way in. They could just buy up all the IPO shares because they only valued at $5 billion. So, but they are trying to, they said they'd rather do the IPO. It could reshape the stablecoin landscape because there's I don't think there's one major company that had a stablecoin that went public. So we'll see. They plan to raise $624 million through IPO, valuation of $6.7 billion. They deny any acquisition talks with Ripple or even Coinbase. Reports indicate that Ripple did make a $4.5 billion offer to acquire Circle, but it was declined. Circle has also enlisted major financial institutions, which is funny, is not JP Morgan is underwriting their IPO. Yeah, you guys got to understand, I've been saying this for years, is that, sorry, you've been had, you've been took, you've been bamboozled. These people that are in these positions, and I was at a dinner last night, and I hope the dude's not listening. Now, I don't mean to be offensive. I was at a dinner last night, and they're talking about Bitcoin. There was a panel at the dinner, and a dude was on the panel from MasterCard, talking about how MasterCard is getting into crypto, how MasterCard is now making sure identity's safe through crypto and blockchain technology. And I was getting mad at the dinner because I'm an OG in this. 2018, early 2018, MasterCard was one of the reasons why crypto fell in January of 18. They crashed the market intentionally. If you go back to that date, Visa and MasterCard before, now you can do it. You could buy crypto with MasterCard and Visa. You could do it before 2018, but because MasterCard got afraid of crypto and what it was doing in 17, 18, in 2018, they put out a new press release that they're going to block anybody and you can lose your credit card for using crypto with your credit cards. Of course, that kind of news and a new technology caused people to panic and the market dropped 20% off of that news. MasterCard intentionally put that out. And then also it was during that same 6-week period, Facebook banned it. MasterCard banned it. Visa, I believe, banned it. Jamie Dimon came out against it, and some other CEOs came out against it. That was all that together was the catalyst that drew Bitcoin and cryptocurrency down. Ethereum went from $1,400 all the way down to $80 in that period. Bitcoin went from 20,000 all the way down to like 2,000, 3,000 in that period. And it happened within months because the CEOs and the banks and all kept drilling it down until they got it to a reasonable amount so they can start to acquire it. Now, this has been happening for years because banks, like we said before, are slow to move. They need time. So they scare you away, including Jamie Dimon scared you away from cryptocurrency so that you would be afraid and you would not look at it and take it seriously so that they can acquire it. And now JP Morgan has been involved in crypto stuff for years. They create their own coin, Onyx coin, which actually is not with them anymore. But they've been in this, and Jamie Dimon is weird. He's on talking about blockchain, all this stuff is wrong, and Bitcoin, and he's secretly doing it on the side. And we told you guys during the accumulation phase, that's what you see. And I actually talk about that in my book and the new book as well. Accumulation phase in any industry, real estate, crypto, stocks, you see this thing happening right before the big moves. It could be a year out, maybe even 6 months, maybe even 2 years out. You see one of the biggest signs is information, conflicting information like that. A bank will be buying this stuff, but the CEO is going against it. That's conflicting information. And that's a sign that you're in accumulation phase. So I need you guys to please like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. The CNC is open. If you're interested in joining the CNC, I'm going to put the in the chat real fast. So if you're ready to win consistently, DM me the word CNC or click the link I just added in the chat to join my private community. $97 a month, both stock and crypto signals, answers, direct access to me and my team. We're putting out, I think, 20 hours worth of classes in it this week. We have lives. You come to live events if you want to. We record those live events if we can. A lot of things. People are making a lot of money. If you're making money in the CNC, drop those money bags in the chat. We're changing lives. If this applies to you, if we've changed your life or we've made you a lot of money, please put a money bag in the chat. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Ethereum because it had a big boost up yesterday, actually. Markets are tracking a little bit bigger, but it got all the way up to, I believe, 27.5. It's on its path right now to, it got all the way up to 27. Yeah, 27. Yeah, it got to 27. Yeah, it got all the way up to 27.5. So, like I said, Ethereum is breaking out, major upgrade after Petra. A lot of people are starting to look at it differently. They're starting to realize that Solana is a coin, a token, a coin, a blockchain system that stands on its own using the SOL token. But they're in two different categories, and both can live in the same world. And people are starting to realize that with the new Petra upgrade, money's flowing in. Ethereum's getting closer and closer to that breaking point of 3,000, which will cause a flood of money to come in. This is going to be the spark that kicks off the next altcoin wave. I think Ethereum will lead this next altcoin wave. Put in record inflows last week. Crypto as a whole bought 785 million, but out of that 785 million, 200 million went just into Ethereum. Ethereum's market cap passed Bank of America. People are waiting and watching for Ethereum-based tokens, altcoins, and Ethereum's new rise as a sign for the new altcoin rally that's coming. Now, I want to talk about a few stocks before we go. Now, I'm going to have to cut it short because I got a lot of meetings today, but I want to make sure I had a touch. What actually happened? So it's down 8%. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. What actually happened? So it's down 8%. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. So what's causing that is so Big Bear did jump up 20% yesterday. Lawsuit hit this morning. And here's the part that a lot of people won't tell you is that the lawsuit is not a big deal. Now, I've been talking about this, we said in previous episodes, is that C3.ai had a lawsuit. NVIDIA at one point had a lawsuit. What happens, and this is one reason why I don't like some lawyers. Some are good, some are bad, like any other industry, but the bad lawyers are horrible. I don't know how they live with themselves. And that's what I'm saying is that you got to remember this. And I'm not, it's good lawyers out there. That's what I'm telling you is that it's not, but the bad ones are bad. And the problem with lawyers is that, let's say And like I said, don't, if you're a lawyer, don't think bad about this because you probably one of the good lawyers. 50% are good. Let's say you are dying on your deathbed. Let's say you needed surgery that could save you. And on one side of the bed, you had a doctor that was actively trying to save you. He was actively, doing the CPR. He was sweating, trying to clamp some arteries, trying to save you. That's a good doctor, a good surgeon. But let's say on the other side of the table, there was another dude trying to kill you. He was doing everything in his power to kill you. He didn't even know you. That's just his job to kill you. And that, he don't care. He don't know. Somebody paid him, so he just, oh, you mean kill this dude? All right, go kill him. Now you got two people fighting over your life. So one of the doctors good, one is bad. That doesn't exist in professions. Usually in most professions, everybody's trying. At least they may be in it for profit, but a lot of times that profit is linked to your best interest. So they will attempt to give you what's in your best interest so they can continue to make you believe that so they can continue to make profit from it. Now with lawyers, every single case in the world, there's a good side and a bad side. Some are like gray area, but most times, like somebody murders somebody and they say, I didn't, like in some cases, like obviously I murdered somebody. Like, oh, you got video, you got witnesses. I tell my lawyer, no, I didn't do it. And the lawyer says, okay, let's defend you. You didn't do it. It just takes the case, takes the money, and walks in that courtroom, tell everybody, nah, my client didn't do it. With a straight face. Now, every case has a lawyer that probably knows that somebody's guilty and another lawyer that knows the truth. So one of them is bad in a lot of cases. And they're just doing it for the money or prestige or whatever, or just their job. But in that profession, it's like that, right? In some CEO, once you get up the corporate ladder, there's also bad people too. But I'm not saying this to put lawyers down because I have a lot of respect for lawyers, a lot. I have some good friends that are lawyers. But I'm just telling you that the bad lawyers that are out there, they go around looking for opportunities. So anytime a stock goes up, anytime somebody makes a lot of money. I had one lawyer that one of my friends was dating, and he actually broke up with her because he couldn't stand to be around her because the way she talked, disconnected. He was talking about a car accident. And she was talking about how her firm was going after the passenger, that the car ran into somebody and killed somebody. And they said, well, we're going after the passenger. We're not even going after the driver. And my friend said that, well, I don't understand. How can you go after didn't the driver hit him? Wasn't the driver like drunk or something? Didn't you find some alcohol in the system? Yeah, we know that, but that doesn't matter because the driver don't have no money. And he was like, so what? The passenger was actually rich, very rich man. So we're going to go after him hard. I said, what are you going to do? Well, we're going to prove that the passenger distracted the driver, and that's for the passenger is at fault. And we're not expecting to go to court. The dude is so rich, he'll pay us $1 million just to get it over with. So we just want to create a lawsuit that's enough to cause pressure so that the dude just settles with us. I mean, there's no way you can know that that's good to do that. That's not good. I'm sorry. You gotta, like me, I don't take money from tokens and cryptos. I only took money from one token, bro. Never in my life is property. And I'll tell you that straight to your face because I believed in it before. And if XRP came to me with a big bag of money, I would take it because I already believe in it. But I don't take money. I get every single day somebody offers me 150, 100,000 to promote tokens, and I don't do it unless I believe in the person, the token, or I'm personally invested in it and I've been in it for a while and I believe in it. Real world assets, stuff like that. I won't promote meme coins because it's wrong. It's wrong to sell you guys a $5,000 course. I could clearly do that. Clearly. I had a dude that worked for me that was doing it. He was doing it to make money. I found out and fired him. But if he's in my community doing it, I could do it too. But I don't think that's right. And I'd rather not have the money. So And like I said, I could probably add another $1 million to my bottom line, just telling people, hey man, this course is going to change your life, $5,000, $10,000. Now, if you meet me in person, I charge you a lot because it's time, but I don't believe the digital courses should be that much because it's a duplication. Now, if you got me in person, yeah, you're paying $10,000 for me to speak at an event or something because I got to fly there, what takes time, all that. But the digital courses don't, like Warren Buffett's book is $25. Why would, and it's got just as much good information too. I was at Harvard for a week for less than that. But back to the point is that lawyers look for opportunities. They found one in Big Bear at AI. They usually look for high rising stocks that do not have. This is what they look for: a new company that's fast moving, that had to hire quickly, and is a startup that's moved up fast in the stocks. Now, what you're going to find in that situation is that you're going to find some kind of accounting problems, because if you hire a bunch of people at once, they're moving fast, trying to do it. So of course, people move fast, fast moving industry, and a bunch of new people, there's problems in the accounting. So you know that you could find that. So you can always accuse the company of financial misleading investors. So they put together a lawsuit and say they misled investors. Look, it's right here in the paperwork, but it's because of mistakes. People, you got to give people grace. Everybody's not dirty. Sometimes it's just mistakes. Like sometimes a cop kills somebody because they're a bad cop. Sometimes the cop kills somebody because they're nervous. They so scared of the dude, they just, so you say they're not, it's not all bad. Sometimes these people are just scared cops. They're not all just, I'm gonna shoot you for do. No, and sometimes they're just so nervous, they just can't, they're scared they're gonna get shot themselves, so they just and that's what I'm saying. You got to give people grace sometimes in situations. You can't assume everybody is doing things all maliciously. Sometimes people are just nervous, don't know what they're doing, just don't have the knowledge or the skill, or they just, But these lawyers find these companies, they put out a lawsuit. They know they're going to get a settlement or a class action, and they make a few million like that easily. That's what's happening to Big Bear right now. They're not doing anything wrong. They did it to like half the AI stocks that were in the same category. SoundHound got one. Think about it. C3.ai got one. Nvidia got one. They do that. This is just a tactic that lawyers use to extract money out of a company that's rising fast. So it's temporary. It may last a week or so. Maybe, so just because Big Bear still has a lot of potential. Like I said before in LA, and I'm saying it again 10 times. It's a 10 bagger. It means you make 10 times your money on it. And it's just, you just gotta, this stuff tends to happen. So that being said, drop a super chat. I'll answer any questions for the last 5 minutes, and I'll let you guys go. But like I said, the CNC is open. I'm putting it in the chat again. Where you at, brother? The art gallery. I don't know what that means. My audio cuts in and out. I'm sorry. I got inferior audio right now. All right, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your week.